Hello everyone, it's Jesse here. 12/14/2015, 10:37 p.m. First things first, I got a card in the mail. Thank you, Golden Cougar JC, for sending me a card. I sent yours out, and I think maybe you've got it today. A lot of people have got my cards today, so maybe you got my card today. But thank you for sending me a card. What I plan on doing is back there, do you see this blank space here? Like this blank space right here? I'm going to take my cards that I get and pin them up until like after I get finished getting cards. So you'll see a bunch of cards on the wall eventually when I get time up to do it. You hear Stardust whining in the background because Starlight has done. She is 8 weeks old. She pretty much 8 weeks old. She is eating hard food. Starlight does not like her sucking anymore, and Starlight's milk sacs are shrinking too. So Starlight is jumping up on my bed and getting out off the floor. So that's why Stardust is in there whining. Plus she hears my voice, and poor little thing. So I don't want to bore you with any crazy shit that went on today, because some crazy shit went on today. But I'm not going to bore you with that. I want to just be giddy because I'm super giddy right now. And you might be thinking, why are you so giddy, Jesse? Because, okay, I have been a professional wrestling fan since like 1994. I think I've talked about this in other vlogs, but I've been a professional wrestling fan since '94, and I don't know how old I was back then. But, um, it wasn't on like a weekly, like Monday, is like it is now. Um, it was on like Saturdays and stuff. So like that was a highlight for me. Even though like growing up, all we had was black and white TV. We still had in 1980s, 90s, 1990s. We still had a black and white TV. We had never had a colored TV up until that point. Um, but anyways, um, so I didn't get to see what like flashy colors they were wearing and stuff like that, and their outfits. I could tell what the outfits were, but I couldn't see I couldn't tell if they were black or white or blue, green, anything like that. Um, I couldn't really see what the face paint was, what color the face paint was, what have you, on Kamala, I think it was. I'm not sure, but anyways, I used to watch it just religiously on Saturdays if I could. Sometimes my dad would be very off the bottle and would not let us watch TV and what have you, but he watched what he wanted to watch, and it wasn't professional wrestling. He wasn't a big professional wrestling fan. But anyways, I got into it, and then like in '96, I really got back into it heavier in '96, and then because WCW came around and WWF had been around, and um, '97 they started doing on broadcast on Mondays, and um, I was there through the whole beginning of that, and in the Attitude Era, '97 through '99 was intense. It was awesome. Let me tell you about tonight on Raw. This was a good Raw. WWE Raw. It was very good. Probably one of the best Raws in ages, I have to tell you, um, because of multiple things. There was some amazing matches. There was awesome storylines. Um, it was just all around an awesome show, and I'm so happy because um, I'll delve into it just a tiny bit. Okay, so Roman Reigns, there's a character, his name is Roman Reigns. Ever since the beginning of this year, he won the Royal Rumble in January. He got to go to WrestleMania to fight for the title against Brock Lesnar, who is also he used to be a cage fighter, a UFC fighter. He was a WWE wrestler before he was a cage fighter in UFC, and then he's come back to WWE, but he doesn't do very many matches during the year. But he usually just does high spots in the year, what I call high spots. Big money talent coming in for one match, or for so many appearances, or what have you. But there was a character named Roman Reigns, and He won the Royal Rumble, went to WrestleMania, almost won the title. You know, come close to winning the title, and then Seth Rollins cashed in. Another character named Seth Rollins cashed in his Money in the Bank briefcase, which held a contract that states he could enter a match or create a championship match at any time for up to 1 calendar year. And he cashed it in at WrestleMania and won the title. So Roman missed the title there. Then he's missed the title in several other pay-per-views. And then tonight it came down to Vince McMahon, who owns the company of WWE, was on, and anyways, it was last night at TLC. Roman Reigns lost the WWE World Heavyweight Championship match against the WWE champion at the time, Sheamus. Tonight, he and after that match, he beat up the COO, who is Triple H of the company. He really is the COO of the company. But storyline beat him up really, really bad, and it was a great ending to the pay-per-view. Then tonight, Stephanie McMahon, who is Vince McMahon's daughter, she's the principal owner of WWE, which means she has lots of stock in WWE. So she came out, and we all thought she was going to fire him. And anyways, he ended up coming to the ring, and she slapped him a total of 8 times. I counted 8 times, a total of 8 times in the face, and which was awesome to see. That really kicked it off for the night. And she said, my dad, Vincent Kennedy McMahon, is on his way to the arena. So when Vince McMahon got there, he literally, this is the way it was meant to be. It was just awesome. There was a match going on between a character named R-Truth and another character named Bo Dallas, and during their match, Vince McMahon just, once he got it out of his limousine, he walked through the gorilla stage area, backing whatever, and walked out, and then just got out there and told him to just stop the match, get the hell out of his ring. And that was just a pop for me. I was like, that's just fucking awesome, because it reminds me of the Attitude Era so much. And this whole Monday Night Raw reminded me of like 97 to 99, like really 99, 97, 98. It was just great. And anyways, Vince McMahon came out, called Roman Reigns out. Roman Reigns come to the ring. Then we thought Vince was going to fight him or fire him. Then Sheamus, the champion, came out and said, I wanted to take the pleasure of beating an apology out of him. Vince McMahon wanted an apology for what he did to his son-in-law, the COO, Triple H, the night before. And Roman Reigns wouldn't apologize. But Roman Reigns Sheamus even said, let's put the title on the line. So, the World Heavyweight Championship on the line. Vince McMahon said no at first. Then Roman Reigns said something like, back in the day, in 97, 98, 99, Vince McMahon would say he had a set of grapefruits for his balls. They were so big, he had a set of grapefruits. And Roman Reigns tonight said on Raw to Vince McMahon's face that he had shriveled up prunes or something, because Vince is 70 now. And it's funny. Then Vince McMahon said, you've got your match. So come the end of the night, it's the championship match. Of course, you've got people that interfered, and the match was great. There was blood. I was like, woohoo! And it was blood that happened on, not purposely, like with a blade, like they used to back in the day. Would bust himself open, like make a little small cut. No, Roman Reigns headbutted Sheamus and busted himself open. I was just popping for that as a huge fan. I was just popping, and I was just like, that's just fucking awesome. But anyways, Roman Reigns, people interfered. Roman Reigns fought back. Then he Superman punched Vince McMahon, because Vince McMahon was keeping the referee from seeing anything going on. He Superman punched Vince McMahon, which is the owner of the company, and he went down, and then he turned around and did some moves, and then eventually won the championship. And if he hadn't have won the championship, the stipulation was he was going to get fired if he didn't win the championship. So he won the championship, and I'm happy for that. I think it was about time Roman Reigns got to hold it for. I mean, he's been the guy for a year, pretty much. I think, like, waiting in the wings. He needed the title. It was just it ended great. It reminded me of the Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Vince McMahon era, where they used to beat the hell out of each other, literally, and just bust each other open and just be the worst enemies. But it made the best TV and back then. And this Raw rates way up there with like best Raws of ever for me. And I've seen thousands of over 1,000 Raws. So it was an insane night. I know some of you don't have a clue what I'm talking about, but hopefully that my story kind of clued you into what's going on. I know it's like nothing like the 80s with Hulk Hogan and stuff like that, but which my older audience knows a little bit about Hulk Hogan and that, because he was real popular in mainstream media and everything when he was wrestling. But it was just a great. It made my night. You know, I was to be honest, I was having a pretty bad day. It wasn't the best day, and this cheered me up great. And I love when I watch one and it's a good one. There's some that, you know, there's Raws that's in between that the standard just isn't there. The product is not working like it should be working. Sometimes it's the crowd's problem, is the issue with the crowd, because the crowd will be too silent, not vocal enough. This crowd in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, was amazing. We had the 8-man tag team extreme match with the Dudley Boys, old school. This is old school. The Dudley Boys, Tommy Dreamer, and Rhino versus the Wyatt family. That match was awesome. I think there might have been blood there. I'm not sure if there was blood there. Why I'm excited about blood is because that takes it to another level. Shows you the physicality that these guys go through to bleed. And these days, they don't cut themselves anymore. If they bleed, it's because they're opened up, they're busted open, and it's because how physical that they get. And so that's what turns me on to it. It's like a woman watches a soap opera. It's kind of like that for me, and it's therapeutic too, because I watch it each week, and so I got that time to watch it, and it is therapeutic for me to watch. Like I said, there's some Raws that in between I'm just like, oh my god, and I could be a better writer. I've been watching it for years and years and years, and I could probably be a writer for them. I could create so much crazy drama that would take us right back into another Attitude Era, maybe back out of the PG era. I wish they would not be PG, at least be PG-13, or PG-14, whatever. But for now, it's still PG. And like at the end of the match, Roman Reigns was busted open. The referee came over with a white towel and wiped the blood off of his face. Usually back in 97 to 99, or even beyond, they just let him bleed as much as they would, for the effect of the show. So it's entertainment for me. It's definitely just entertainment for me. But I am a huge fan. So like I don't know any of my subscribers out there are huge WWE fans, but I could sit and talk WWE all day. Like even down to NXT, I watch NXT each week too. So, anyways, I made this vlog long enough, and I just wanted to come. I want to be light. I want to be heavy. My shirt says, "Does it bother you that I'm always right?" This applied to me today. I was so right on so many things today, and others were so wrong, and it was great to wear this shirt. I even put my hair behind myself so they could read it and make sure they saw it all day long. Anyways, I'm gonna let you go, guys. I'm being facetious now. Peace, love you, and I'll see you on the next one.